Well, hello guys, it's Redneck Dipper 89 here with another video, and I know y'all won't see this until I hit 1,000 subscribers because YouTube wants to be fucking goddamn retarded ass fucking queers. So, when y'all see this, I'm dipping grizzly, long cut, dark, fired tobacco. I just want to give a little bit of my life history. For y'all that know me, y'all know I didn't grow up having everything easy. I grew up rough. That's why I am the way I am today. And I've done a lot of things in my life that I'm not proud of. And I'm not going to mention what them are. But for those of you that know me, you know what them things were. In Ford Neck 2154, whatever it is, you know what I'm talking about, buddy. You were there when I went through that shit. You finally straightened me out, dude, and I honestly, from the bottom of my heart, dude, I want to thank you. You're the reason why I turned out the way I am today. You're the reason why I'm still alive today, is because of you. You were the best friend I ever had. No matter what kind of mood I was in, you always knew how to brighten me up. You always knew what to say. And when my grandfather died and I turned to the wild side, you straightened me up. You were there for me. When nobody else had my back, you had my back, and you always have. And when somebody tried to pick a fight with me, you were always right there having my back. And I remember them times us going up when we went, the years we went to high school together. I'd always leave you a can of dip on my desk. And you'd always leave me money. You'd always leave money in my locker. And I always remember them some of them weekends you asking your mama if I could stay the night and hang out and play video games. And I remember your mama thinking we were up there just playing video games, but really we were up there dipping and cussing and staying up half the damn night playing video games when really we were supposed to be asleep. And I remember when we had field trips and stuff, you sitting there asking your mama if I could stay the night before the field trip so I could go with you, we could go, and so y'all could take me to there. And you always asking your mama if she could pay for me to go on this field trip or go on that field trip, or if she could pay for this or pay for that for me for school, because my mama wouldn't do it, and my grandfather and grandmother didn't have the money. And you standing up for me when people wanted to make fun of me and call me a faggot and a queer, and try to pick fights with me. I remember you telling people in high school, if they fucked with me, they fucked with you. I remember you shoving kids' heads through damn tables and into lockers because they wanted to call me a faggot and call me a queer, and wanted to sit there and run their mouth about my grandfather, or well, not my grandfather, our grandfather. And them wanted to sit there talking about my sister, calling my sister a whore and this and that, and you taking up for her and beating the hell out of them, and then coming and telling me about it. And the one memory I have about high school is every time we get caught, one of us would get caught with a can of dip, we tell the principal it was the other person. It was you tell the principal it was my dip, and I tell her the principal that it was your dip and that I was holding it for you. Or most of the time we tell her that it was ours when really it was, when I'd have the dip, it'd be yours, and when you'd have the dip, it'd be mine. And us sitting there taking up for each other. And then I remember Andy trying to sit there and act like our friend and shit, and then turn around and stab us in the back and talk shit about us behind our back. And want to sit there and talk about wanting us to stay the night and trying to get us to sleep in the same bed with him. And then when we tell him no, that we was going to stay in his brother's room, he wanted to sit there and get mad and go and tell his mom and daddy he didn't want us coming back no more because we wanted to spend more time with his brother than we did him. You're the only reason, Michael Moore, why I went to school, why I continued going to high school, and why I graduated. I didn't give a fuck about making my mama, my grandmother, my sister, my aunt, and my uncles, and all them fucking happy. I didn't give a fuck about that goddamn shit. If I wanted to quit, if I wanted to drop out, goddamn it, I'd have fucking dropped out. And then when I fucking told you I wanted to drop out, that's when you set me straight. And then you told your mama about me wanting to drop out, and hell, your mama jumped my ass. Then your mama told your daddy about me wanting to drop out, and then your daddy jumped my ass. So that's what I love about you and your family. Y'all treated me, even though I want your brother, your real brother, and I want their real son. Y'all treated me like part of the, like I was actually part of, like I was really one of y'all's family members. Not. And I still remember the first day your daddy caught us dipping in your bedroom. I remember it like it was yesterday. We thought we had the door locked. I was sitting there with a big old lip, had my lip full of goddamn grizzly long cut wintergreen. And you had your lip full of grizzly long cut straight that I had bought you. We were sitting there with our lips full of goddamn backer, spitting in the daggone McDonald's cup. And your daddy walked in and caught us. And I remember your daddy looking at us, and I remember exactly what your daddy said that day, boy. He asked us what we were doing, and when I said, Dad, we're dipping. I know, get my stuff, you're taking me home, I'm no longer allowed back here. I remember your daddy saying, no, as long as you ain't drinking nor doing drugs in my house, I don't care what you do. And then I remember Dad telling Mama that he caught us dipping. And I remember Mama saying, well, how long y'all been doing it for? And I remember telling Mama, well, Mama, I've been doing it since I was 7. I don't know how long Bubba's been doing it for. And I remember your mama asking, and I remember your mama asking, I don't mean how long have you been dipping. In general, how long have you been dipping at my house? And I remember telling her, well, Mama, every time I come over, that's what me and Michael do every night. When I come over, we sit up all night dipping and playing video games. And I said, and I know, Mama, go upstairs, get my stuff, and I know, Mama, you're taking me home and telling my mother what I done. And that and telling her I'm not allowed back. And I remember Mama saying no. And I remember her saying, what'd Daddy say? And I remember us telling her exactly what Daddy said with Daddy standing right there. And I remember her and Daddy saying, well, we can't stop y'all from dipping, can we? And I remember me, well, I don't remember what you said, but I remember me telling her, and I remember me telling her that no, as long as I'm alive, I'll always dip. So if you watch this, Michael Moore, or if you get a chance to watch this Ford Neck, actually, Michael, I'm going to tag you in it.